Welcome back. This is Chapter 5 in State and Local Government. Good to have you back. This particular chapter talks about campaigns and elections in Texas. There's several types of elections in Texas, and certainly the campaigns may vary depending on the type of election that there is. Texas has elections for the highest offices in the state. That would be the governor, the lieutenant governor, the attorney general, and several other offices. Texas has elections for the state senate, the state house, but Texas also has elections for other offices, and that would include the county sheriff, the various mayors of the municipalities in Texas, city council members, school board members, representatives of water districts. So there are lots of elections that happen in the state of Texas. But what I want to do today is focus in on two types of partisan elections. First, let's define what partisan is. You can have partisan elections or you can have nonpartisan elections. Partisan means that you're taking sides. And in Texas, our elections for governor, for state senate, for state house, for city, for county commissioners and so forth, those are partisan elections. That means you have to declare your party affiliation and you run under a party banner in a party primary. Now, a nonpartisan election is an election where you don't declare sides, you don't take sides. You're saying, for example, and most school board elections in the state of Texas are nonpartisan, you're saying, I'm not here running as a Republican or a Democrat, I'm here running for the school board. And I want to be judged by who I am and what I believe I can bring to the school district. How can I help the students and how can I help the taxpayers in this particular school district? So we have partisan elections and we have nonpartisan elections. Let's talk about the partisan elections. Partisan elections, again, are focused on the party. That means that we have primaries. Now in Texas, the primaries are typically in March. I say typically, and over the course of the past probably 30-40 years that is true. However, because of things like redistricting and court-appointed reviews of districts in Texas, sometimes those elections are delayed. But typically in Texas, you have a Republican primary and you have a Democratic primary. These occur in even-numbered years in March, and in those primaries, the people who turn out to vote for candidates in the Republican primary have only one option, and that is to vote for candidates in the Republican primary. And the same is true in the Democratic primary. Then, the candidates who win their primaries are on the general election ballot in November. The general election in Texas, and in fact in every state in the United States, and in those elections for President of the United States and Vice President of the United States, are always held in November. They're always held on the first Tuesday after the first Monday of November. We do it that way because that's what the United States Constitution says. And since we elect people to the United States Senate and to the United States House of Representatives, it's just cheaper to elect people to the state house and the state senate in the same election. So that's why we do it the first Tuesday after the first Monday in November in even-numbered years. Now, there's something you need to know about the primary system in the state of Texas. We have a version of what's referred to as an open primary. Okay? Some states have closed primaries. That means when you register to vote, you have to declare your party affiliation. The closest example of that is New Mexico. In New Mexico, you can declare yourself to be a Republican or a Democrat or an independent or a Green or a Libertarian when you register to vote. But what that means is that when it comes time for a primary, if you have registered as a Democrat, you can only vote in the Democratic primary. You have no other options. If for whatever reason you've decided to change, you must go and re-register to vote and change your party affiliation. Now that's New Mexico. In Texas, when you register to vote, and most people in Texas register to vote through what's referred to as a motor voter law, that means that when you go to get your driver's license, you're also filling out a voter registration application. When you register in Texas, you do not declare a party affiliation. And as a result of open primaries, that means that this year, which is an even-numbered year, 2018 as we record this, you can quite simply register to vote, and then you can go vote in a Democratic primary or a Republican primary. And in 2 years, if you choose to do so, you can switch. If you voted in a Republican primary in 2018, you can vote in a Democratic primary in 2020. It's as simple as that. It sounds complicated, but not necessarily. A lot of it is made clear if you'll read through the chapter on campaigns and elections. And what I'd like for you to do now is focus on your assignment for this particular chapter. Your assignment is to write 150 words, send it to me through Blackboard course messages, and outline the difference between a primary election and a general election. Good to talk to you. Hope to see you soon.